on a Wednesday, my dudes.
It's
What is up, Sabronis and CamDog lovers? It is a Wednesday night as we get to do this. Monday was too hectic and Tuesday's too busy for life to happen on the Sabo Standard, but here we are. We decided to do Wednesday, and we'll see how this Wednesday goes and for the Wednesdays that follow. But it is a Wednesday.
and there's an updated platform that we're using, and we're having some sound kerfuffles.
Yeah, so if you hear a bunch of it's Scott, not me. So
It's like the Richard Nixon tapes.
we are going to talk some sports tonight. There are a lot of sports topics, and we're going to spend minimal amount, just click through. But before we do, I just want to talk about some things they're going on that aren't sports related. First off, 4th of July is next Saturday. Not this coming up Saturday, the next Saturday. The 4th of July is on a Saturday, which just makes it bigger. The 250th 4th of July and our nation's celebration. I'm looking forward to it. Scott, you will be at my house eating hot dogs off my hot dog roller. Are you excited?
Not off the hot dog roller, but I'm excited to be there.
Yeah, I'm excited.
The hot dog roller is just kind of.
I got that thing at a garage sale for $25. Best thing, that is my I love my house. We have a very nice house. I'm very grateful. We have nice things, but my hot dog roller is And for those of you that don't understand what I'm saying, I'm like, if you go to a gas station, they have the dogs sitting there and they just roll. That is what I have. I have one of those, and I bust out usually twice a year, and the 4th of July is always one of them, and I'm very excited
like the
for this
convection oven or something.
Yes. So that is going on. There is obviously lots of sports news. Do you have anything major? I guess. I feel like I'm so busy. I'm almost done with the semester of school. I did the shorter half session classes where then they just cram a bunch down your throat, but it gives me some July and half of August, just 6-week period of being off. But I am I've been working on this paper now for 4 days. It feels like just every single time I'm on my computer, I'm just typing. And the worst part is about this is she has 7 questions that she wants you to answer in this paper. 7 questions, and she's no more than 3 pages. I'm like, how? This is not possible to fit this information into no more than 3 pages. Not a minimum of 3, a maximum of 3. My midterm was very similar, and she's explain more. I'm Judy, I can't. I can't.
And you said you already said don't tell too much.
Yeah, so I'm struggling. It's gonna be 4 pages, and there's nothing I can do about it.
From man to man, that's how women be.
Yeah. You hear that, Kelly?
That doesn't matter the educational background, man. It's always I don't know what you want.
Yeah. Shoot in the dark. Hey,
Yep.
By the way, speaking of shooting in the dark, have you?
Next words you say are very important.
not in the dark or anything, but there's this. I'm a TikToker. You're not a TikToker. You don't get on the TikTok, right? But they have this new game. It's all over TikTok. It was remember the Among Us trend? Everybody's playing Among Us. Me and my friends, during COVID time, we were playing Among Us. I remember me and my wife and her cousins.
Awfully
and
sus.
It was fun. It was a good time. We would do this on a Tuesday night for a few hours. It was a good time. Well, there's a new game where these people are it's hide and seek almost, and it's all over my TikTok right now. Where it's hide and seek. You have these people that they have to go hide. Well, they're these little white figures, and they go around, and you can you find different places on these maps, and you color yourself to blend in. It's camouflage almost, and then the people that aren't hiding have to go seek, and they have to find these people. They shoot these guns at them to and so, again, it's all on my TikTok. You should look into it. You need to get on TikTok first off because that's where we post all our clips.
Is it called Survival of Chicago?
No, that's not appropriate.
Sorry.
Hey, okay.
Are we gonna do the blind draft or the blind rank thing? Are you
you ready for your blind ranking?
Let's do it.
Okay, so I have a question.
1 through 10, right?
What is your favorite carbohydrate?
Probably pasta.
Okay, what's your second favorite carbohydrate?
Pizza. What? I
Third
thought this was a
favorite
blind. Is this
no.
What is this? This is stupid. This is the worst game ever.
What is one of the world's favorite carbohydrates? You can use it so many different variations of this carbohydrate that we use all the time. Think of sandwich.
Corn?
Think of a sandwich. Think of a taco. Think of a
cheeseburger.
It starts with a B.
Bacon? That bacon's a protein.
Bacon's not a carbohydrate.
Barista.
I know. No.
I know. So what would
B-R...
bruschetta.
Bread. Today, you are blind ranking your favorite types of bread.
I'm not a big fan of bread, but go ahead. Sure.
Are you really?
Yeah, sure.
Do we need to do something else now? Oh, my goodness.
No. Let's do bread.
Okay.
It's a great band, also.
Go on. Your 1 to 10 favorite types of bread. So, first off, we're going to go with the traditional whole wheat bread.
No, I'm assuming it's not like the cheapo stuff. We're not going like Great Value brand, right?
This is just this isn't like the fancy, like the nuts are on the top of it still or anything. It's not like multi-grain. It's just
straight up whole wheat.
Whole wheat.
Whole wheat bread. I'm going 7.
Okay, 7 whole wheat bread. Next.
No, I'm gonna. Yeah, I have to go 7. I like whole wheat bread, but go on.
Okay. Next, the perfect. It's a great carbohydrate. It's a great bread, but it's not a bread. You can use it for a sandwich, but you use this when you're making your tacos. You're making your burritos. We are going tortillas.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 4 on that one. That's a good one. I like
tortillas
it. It's good stuff.
See, I love tortillas. Like I said, when you could put like the deli meat and the cheese and the mayo and your stuff on and make a little wrap, and I don't like that as much. I'd rather make a sandwich. But when I'm making tacos, when I'm making burritos, I mean, like,
it's
I can put it in a bowl. It's
multi-purpose.
Great, yes, so multi-purpose.
Yeah,
we're going to go with a fancy bread for now. This is a fancy bread. This is my wife's favorite bread, brioche bread.
I'm gonna go 5 on that.
Oh wow, that's a hot take right there.
Listen, man, I'm just waiting. I know there's like 3 kinds of bread that I'm really, really wild about, and I'm waiting for that to be in the top 3.
All right,
and if you don't say it, I'm going to be totally screwed.
What, pumpernickel? Yeah, your next bread. This is you go to Subway, and Subway might not be your favorite sandwich place, but you go to Subway and you're getting this bread, Italian herbs and cheese, sub bread.
3.
Okay.
There you go. That's one of my top 3.
All right. Now this next one is another. It's a staple. Okay. This is the free bread that place gives you when you go to a restaurant. Like you go sit down at a Brown Derby Roadhouse or something, or you go sit down at a cheesecake factory and they bring you that bread. It doesn't matter what type of bread it is, but it's the free bread that they bring you at a table.
Talking like rolls.
Rolls count in it. Like just anytime you go to a place and they bring you free bread.
Because of Texas Roadhouse and their deliciousness, I'm going 2. Listen, and I've had some bad free bread. I've had some really bad free bread, but I've had some really good free bread.
Yeah, free bread's free bread. I mean, this has to be top 5. Free bread is free bread. Next, okay. This one. This is either real high for you or this is real low for you. Okay, the rye bread. Rye.
6. I like rye bread, but I don't want to give it a 1. I don't have anything left. Listen, I like rye bread, and sometimes the rye bread is the free bread.
It is
Outback
a free
Steakhouse.
Bread. Yep.
Outback Steakhouse. Rye bread's a free bread.
Okay, this next one. If you are anywhere on Facebook, you have seen somebody in some way post about this. Every single person is doing this right now. Every single stay-at-home mom is doing this trend right now. Homemade sourdough bread. Where are you putting a loaf of sourdough?
Homemade sourdough? I'll go with number 1 on that, just because I'm afraid at this point. Listen, at this point, I'm concerned. I don't know if you're gonna say it, so I've got to go ahead. So it's good. Right.
You have 8, 9, and 10 left for these last 3.
I know.
The next one.
I'm really hoping for pumpernickel.
This next one. This is just a staple for us. Like, this is you were a kid. You had somebody. You went to somebody's house. They took this type of bread. They put 2 pieces of bologna and some American cheese on there. They squished it. You took a bite of it. It's still sticking at the roof of your mouth. Or you go to the lake as a kid. Your mom packed sandwiches. She used this type of bread. This is just your traditional white Wonder Bread.
10. 10.
Whoa.
If I could go 11, and if I
Oh
could
my
go 11,
God.
if I could go 11, I would go 11. I hate white bread.
Wow.
I hate white bread.
That's
and
as
it's
much
so
of hot...
bad for you. Listen, it's so bad for you, and it doesn't taste good. It doesn't have taste. It's like the water of breads. Okay. There it is.
All right. Your next one. We're gonna put this in like a category together. Okay. This is your morning. Not your toast, but your morning breakfast breads. Your bagels, your croissant, your biscuit, your breakfast breads like that.
I'm a big fan of Philadelphia cream cheese on a nice hot bagel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go 8 because that's the highest I got. Okay. So I'm really hoping 9 is pumpernickel.
All right, and number 9.
If you say it, okay, good.
Number 9. Okay, this also is a breakfast bread, but this is like the tradition. This is the staple. This is the staple of breakfast bread. Your whatever bread of your choice, the white, the wheat, the multigrain, it doesn't matter. But you put that in the toaster, let it cook, pop, and then you put your butter, your peanut butter, whatever. You butter in some and dip it in some eggs.
Just
toast. Your breakfast toast. And that is
I'm good with 9.
We're putting that separate from breakfast breads because breakfast breads are special with their toast is 9 for you.
9. Listen, the one I was hoping you were going to say was garlic bread.
Well, that's
and you never said garlic bread.
I should have said garlic bread.
Because I was waiting for that, and I'm like, that's easily number 1. Yeah. Like, who doesn't like garlic cheesy bread? Like,
there are some. There's some breads.
People with no tongues.
I could have went pretzel. I could have went naan. I'm looking at this list. It even has pizza as a bread. So your top 10. Sourdough is 1. Free bread at the restaurant is 2. Subway Italian herbs and cheese is 3. Tortillas 4. Brioche is 5. Rye is 6. Whole wheat 7. Breakfast bread 8. Toast 9. And white Wonder Bread is 10.
That's mine. I'm accepting it.
I'm happy with that list. I like that list overall. There's some hot takes. The Wonder Bread at 10 is a hot take.
That's a personal thing. And here's the thing, honestly, because some people hate wheat bread, and I think it really depends on what you grow up with. Did you grow up eating white bread?
Yes, but I prefer I don't mind wheat bread. I don't mind whole grain bread. The problem is it's so expensive. We like the Dave's Killer bread is a good bread. There's some good substance to it. It doesn't take away too much from the sandwich, but it also adds a little bit of it adds the purpose of bread. But it's $8 a bag versus getting some multi-grain honey wheat bread.
Have you seen the really cheap bread, like all the videos where it just soaks up water and it doesn't tear or break down? Yeah, so we've stopped getting the old cheapo bread unless we have to. But yeah, it's ugh. Bread's changed a lot in the last 10 years. That's for darn sure.
I do have one more bread question for you. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Or is a hot dog a taco?
It's more of a taco than a sandwich. Here's why. A sandwich, typically, the attempt is to encase something, right? In a hot dog, there's only one end of that where it's attempted, whereas the other end is clearly supposed to be open-faced. So it tends to be more of a taco than a sandwich.
I agree. A sandwich has a top and a bottom of bread. A burger is a sandwich. A sandwich is a sandwich. But a hot dog with the bottom covered is a taco. Now, if said bottom rips open and you rotate it like this, then it becomes a sandwich. That's why Subway they say Subway sandwiches, but really it's Subway tacos.
That's true. And I don't know I can't remember if Subway used to cut their bread all the way.
It doesn't now. I mean, they're open.
They don't now, obviously. Yeah, they don't now. Obviously, they don't now. But maybe some old head older than me can, if they're watching, they can comment. But I'm almost certain at one point they were cutting stuff all the way, but it became more cost effective to just cut it one way and not all the way through. So.
And lastly, is cereal then is obviously a soup.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
And it doesn't matter if it's hot or cold. It doesn't matter if it's hot or cold.
No, I've had cold soup before.
Yeah, I have too. When did you have cold soup? Were you under their bridge or something like that, or?
No, I made SpaghettiOs over a campfire one time, and it didn't cook all the way through. You want to ask me how I cooked SpaghettiOs over a campfire?
I hope to God he didn't hold it.
Nope. I took the hot dog cooker and I balanced the SpaghettiOs on it and I set it over the fire. But my hand got tired, so I had to be done. But all my SpaghettiOs weren't warm.
I was gonna say, I was like, man, your forearms were probably like, ah. Gave yourself tennis elbow.
All right, that is our top 10 blind rankings or our blind ranking for the day. Let's get into some rapid fire sports discussion. Rapid fire. First off, big breaking news in the NBA. Giannis got traded to the Heat. Win for the Heat or a win for the Bucks, or was it both? Real quick, I think like Luka going to the Mavs. Anthony Davis, Max Christie in a first round pick. The Bucks are getting good players and Hero and Jamie Jaquez or Jamie Jaquez or whatever it is. Whoever else was involved. I'm not looking at it right now. I know people. I'm just not looking exactly at it. So for 3 first-round picks, a second, and a pick swap. Pretty equal value. Like obviously the Mavs got Anthony Davis, the not the better player of the two, but the team that lost the better player got the better haul by getting a better player. I think it's a good trade for both.
Yeah, I think it's a win-win. However, it is interesting. The NBA draft does not get near the acclaim as the NFL draft. And part of what makes the NFL drafts exciting sometimes is when there's trades or swapping trades for picks and all that stuff. In the NBA, in the last 24 hours, it's just gone nuts. And everything has changed. There's been so many trades for picks and players and da-da-da.
Well,
it's been wildly nuts, and it's kind of getting shoved under the rug. But it's like, man, what if that happened in the NFL,
The NBA used to be the king of, like, big draft day trades, major draft day trades, where the NFL so much wasn't. Now the NFL is like, it seems like every draft day there is a major trade, more picks, and pick wise in the NFL, picks mean more than the NBA. If I'm an NBA GM, realistically, unless I'm picking the top 5, 6, 7, 8, I don't care about draft picks. If somebody wants my pick and I can go get a player that's proven, I will take that. There's only 2 rounds.
Exactly.
Whereas the NFL, there's diamonds in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th round. Like, those do mean something.
Right.
And pick 32 in the NFL, or pick 30 in the NFL, has so much more value than pick 30 in the NBA.
Absolutely.
The NBA, but right now, like you said, the NBA is like, here, you take the 21st pick, I'll take the 22nd pick, and next year's second round, like they just trade those like just to do it. It's like fantasy football guys just trading to just trade.
Yeah, and it's very strange how it's developed this year. I did not see this coming, but yeah, it is pretty cool how it is chalk 1 through 5, like how everyone thought it was going to be. So no real surprises. I thought the one thing that was very, very interesting
Bruce
was
Thornton
how Oklahoma
went 31 to the Knicks trade to Houston.
The one I thought was very interesting was how the big man from Michigan ended up going to OK City. I was like, man, so they are really trying to stack. They are trying to stack up and get ready to take out the Spurs. Big man.
Yep.
Wise. Getting
Speaking of the NBA draft, real quick, just these top 4. DeBonsa ended up going 1, Darren Peterson 2, Karen Boozer 3, Caleb Wilson 4. I know Peterson kind of said he didn't want to go to the Jazz. They ended up taking him anyway. That's 2 years in a row where a player, Ace Bailey, and then Peterson kind of said, I don't want to go to Utah. I thought Utah should have went Boozer with DeBonsa not being there. But what do you think of those top 4? I think those are the 4 best players. The one that I do like a lot was Acuff, the Arkansas guard. He went to Sacramento at 7.
Listen, Acuff is a great scorer. He's a great scorer in college. Do I think that'll translate to the NBA? I don't know. I don't think Boozer has the outside flex game that NBA players have so much now. Boozer does not have that. I'm not saying he's going to be a flop. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying I don't think he's going to dominate like he did in college. So
I think
now, is he a top 4 or 5 pick? Yes, but he's not going to be the dominant player he was in college.
Honestly, I think Peterson of the 4, the top 4, is kind of had the worst career. Just the the stuff that he dealt with at Kansas, the not always playing and stuff. It just did they getting ready for the draft. I don't like that. I like guys that want to go out there and ball. DeBonsta seemed to just want to go out there and play. Boozer, Caleb Wilson. So I'm interested to see how these top 4 guys go. And again, we did this with NFL. I hate draft rankings. This team got an F. This team got an A. Like, what do you know? Because Jokic was drafted during a Taco Bell commercial, and I think the Nuggets are pretty happy with that pick back in however long ago. So,
no, you're right. Absolutely, and that's the thing. There's so with just the sheer volume of players that play on an NBA roster. Yeah, there's like you said, you want to take the proven player rather than a draft pick.
Yep.
Let's
move on to the next big topic. Sorsby. There's going to be no supplemental draft this year. The NFL kind of said like, hey, there's too much unknowns with this kid. We don't like what he did. He's going to have to wait this year. That's his punishment. Blah blah. All this stuff. The teams don't have enough time to get ready to pick him. And I don't get me wrong. I respect what the NFL is saying. I am glad they are trying to send a message against Sorsby and gambling. What I don't like is that the whole point of the supplemental draft is for kids like Sorsby who they don't just go to the supplemental draft because you're like, you know what? I don't want to play college football this year. I want to go to the NFL. The supplemental draft, Chris Carter, Terrell Pryor, Josh Gordon, all those guys had some type of big issue with their school to where they weren't going to be eligible to play. And so the route was the NFL. And the NFL has always been like, okay, supplemental draft for this reason. Sorsby made the decision for his teammates, for his school, that I don't want to be a distraction anymore. I'll just go to the draft, and I won't worry about this. So now he was going to, by law, he was going to be allowed to play in college football this year. And he opted out. And he made poor decisions. We've talked about this already. He made poor decisions. But he said, I don't want to be a distraction anymore. I'm going to go this route. And then I was like, no, we don't think that it's good character. Like, that's the whole point of the supplemental draft. For somebody to do this and take the risk on them. That is their choice to take the risk. And so I think the NFL is just kind of like, I just don't understand the message that they're doing. Like, I get it, but I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it feels like an overstep.
Yes.
But at the same time, I appreciate how they're trying to have some ethics in it. But then you gotta say, oh, really? Like, what about Adrian Peterson? What about players who beat the crap out of their wives? What about Ray Lewis and how he's been a hero? And you know what I mean? So it's like, come on. The
NFL's dealt with gambling things before. Nobody so far has bet on NFL games. But like Jameson Williams was suspended for 6 games because he was betting while he was at the Lions facilities, which is against the NFL rules. Sorsby has not bet on NFL games as an NFL player. He bet on college football, which again is a red flag. But it's not like he's hurt the integrity of the NFL game yet. For them to say nobody's allowed to draft you yet, you have to wait a year, and a year that's going to have Manning saying.
Here, I was going to post this on the Facebook page, and I didn't. At this point, what I think they could and should potentially do, he's only 22, I think, but he's going to be a senior. So if players can opt in for the 5-5 thing now, I almost feel like he should be suspended for a year and
22.
Then said, hey, so you can play next year. You have to sit out a year, but you can play the next year if you want. You can be a free agent wherever you want to go, but, eat your crap, eat your plate of crap, and you made your bed, you got to sleep in it, play in 1 year if you still got it. It's a little bit like a Colin and I think it might be like a little bit like he's kind of like the Colin Kaepernick outlaw. What do we do with him? And teams, he's scarlet letter, and it's just a weird situation, but I think that's the best thing that the NCAA could do right now is give him a 1 year out of here. So.
And I don't know they will. I think he's just going to end up being next year's draft, and he's going to prove himself. He can't really play UFL next year because that's during draft combine. That's during draft time. So I think he's just going to be out of football for a year and train and go get better.
Unless he goes to Canada.
Yep. You had some topics to focus on for this evening.
Dusty May going to the Mavs. I know Mike Boynton got promoted. That's a natural transition. That makes sense. But I love Michigan that they got me all that money. Sorry, I gotta get this Hall of Fame and the asterisk. But but I'm not surprised that Dusty May left. It's a good opportunity. However, we both know that college does not necessarily transfer to the NBA or to the NFL or whatever. So I'm interested to see how he does and how he goes.
Yeah. As an Ohio State fan, it's awesome. It's hilarious, right? Like Michigan, you just got a guy that led you to a national championship, and he wants to bolt after winning it. And so good for him. I guess I can root for Dusty May in some capacity now. Not that I really care about him being at Dallas. I agree with you. I'm interested to see how it plays out. But the reason he's leaving is not a good thing. Like, he's not leaving because he's always dreamed of being an NBA player. He's leaving because as soon as he wins a national championship, he's on the phone with his own players trying to get them to stay. And we know that is not good for the sport. And we have talked over and over and over on this podcast since we've been doing this about the limitations that the NCAA has placed and put in place for teams, and I'm surprised anybody wants to be a college coach at this point in time because of you win a championship and you're on the phone with your own dudes trying to get them to make sure they stay to go win to go run it back next year. The timing of it obviously for Michigan sucks. The timing for him was the day before the draft. And so, Dallas needed to fill it. My guess is he wasn't the first choice, but then he ended up being a pretty good choice for them. So it's proven to at least in the college level, not just a one. It's not like it was a one-off. Like, he was really good at FAU. His first year in Michigan, they were much improved, and now they are coming off a national championship. So he has proven himself.
And remember how we wanted him at Ohio State, and we were like,
bad.
Man, we could have had Dusty May.
Yep.
And now I'm kind of like, maybe it's not so bad that it's like
it's because it's a state of the league, and that's why he's making this decision to go. So it just means that it's not a good place. So
I hear that. What about now? We always talk about recruiting and stuff, and Jet Harrison, and that'd be again another slam dunk receiver. We got another one in the 29 class. It's a stud coming in. Of course, Ohio State's wide receiver Jet Harrison coming, though. Can you imagine if Henry and Harrison were on the same field at the same time? How do you stop that?
If he comes, and what everything that people have said about Jet is that he's better than Marv. Like, Marv has even said, like, my brother's better than me. And here's the thing. I don't get excited about recruits anymore. Like DGG, I hope he comes to Ohio State. He can commit, though, and until he's on campus and enrolled, I don't believe that he's going to be there. Like, I don't believe that any of these kids say they're going to come. And that's just the state of college. Again, the state of college, which I don't love. I want kids who want to come to Ohio State because they want to be Buckeyes, they want to be here, and they want to be committed. And you choose not to, you decommit, or you transfer later on. But Jet's one of there's certain guys, Jeremiah Smith, Jet Harrison. There's certain guys that you want them from day one to, I want to be a Buckeye, to commit early on and to wait it out, get to Ohio State, and then go ball up. And if Jet does, I truly believe that he'll do that.
I think he'll end up.
It's not like they're both Ohio State guys. Marv Senior went to Syracuse. Obviously, Marv Jr. goes to Ohio State. So Jet, does he want to go make his own name? Does he want to follow his brother? Does he want to go where Dad went? The talent's there. He's going to have his plethora. But like you said, Ohio State is wide receiver U, and Ohio State was wide receiver U pre-Brian Hartline, Chris Carter, Joey Galloway, David Boston, Ted Ginn, Anthony Gonzalez,
Hartline himself was it was still good. Yeah, I agree. What about we talk about Ohio State getting players and then they don't develop, and Brady Edmonds is supposed to be this great quarterback coming in highly ranked, and he slipped in some rankings and it didn't quite develop, and people were freaking out, and apparently they had a conversation. Each side had conversations with each other. They got squared away. So what you're saying, there's not only that fear of could they commit to somewhere else and someone else pays more, but then there's just the old-fashioned natural. They didn't develop like we thought they would, and it's one of those things where Ohio State's going to be looking for. They're always going to be trying to get a highly ranked quarterback in every class. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Brady Edmonds. So.
The fact that he commits to Ohio State, he's talking about flipping to UCLA. It just means you're not all in. So go. Ohio State will bring in a transfer. They'll find somebody. They'll compete. And here's the thing: like, I'll tell you this: from the high school level right now, right? Galleon football, we lost 15 seniors. We got some dudes, we got some dogs, but we got a lot of young kids that you have to coach. We can't just rely on like you guys are really good at this. Now we can X and O's you like crazy. No, we're coaching fundamentals right now a lot, and every single play is fundamentals. Every single time that we're doing something, it's all about fundamentals, and that's where real coaching comes in. And so we want guys at Ohio State, we want guys in Galleon football, we want guys everywhere that like want to be and go get coached and can get coached hard. If you're already 1 foot out because like I don't know about this, like why commit in the first place then? If you're I'm gonna flip to UCLA, pick a place and go and work and be part of that and take hard coaching and get fundamentally coached and all those things that are just part of football.
And then 2 more things about Ohio State. L.J. Smith, 5-star basketball player, reclassified for Ohio State. Mm-hmm. Do you think this is going to potentially help Diebler win some games, be competitive?
I hope so. I think that this we've talked about. This is a make or break year for Diebler. He has some guys coming back. Obviously, Mobley did not end up going forward with the draft process. We think that Mobley has to be the star piece for next year's team. A guy like L.J. Smith, who is uber talented. Now he's going to be young, reclassifying, but can you go in and just fit in and be an athletic, great, young, fun piece on a team that now has some experience, team that has some guys that have been around the block and have played a little bit, and a coach that's make or break year?
They've got the big thing that they've got to have a good point guard, and they're going to miss Thornton, and
yes.
They've relied so heavily on him. So I'm interested to see what develops with that. But and last one, which you and I did not tell you about before, Chris Gent. My boy Chris Gent. I loved watching Chris Gent as a real little kid. He got his second NBA title. He won with the Knicks. He's on the Knicks coaching staff, and he won with the Rockets in '94 as a player. If we fire Diebler, we need to get Chris Gent. I'm telling you, right now, needs to be Chris Gent.
Did you see your friend Chris Gent? You know Chris Gent?
I don't know Chris Gent, okay. But I just really liked watching him. And here's the thing: he kind of reminded me of Tony Kukoc a little bit. Gent was before Kukoc, but just that nice sweet shot lefty and all. So, but I think it would be interesting to see what would happen if Chris Gent would be interested. I know NCAA sports are a mess right now. But if we got rid of Diebler, because that's always the thing, who's going to be available? Who would want to do that? Mm-hmm. Give that old man, Chris Gent, a blank check and say, come coach here. That's an NBA quality guy, and kids would be like, crap, I'm going to go play for an NBA coach.
Yep.
Just throwing that out there, that little nugget out there in the pond.
All right. That is who Scott wants inevitably when Diebler does not hit the standard that Ohio State fans expect. Hey, speaking of Chris Gent, being a coach for the Knicks, and I just looked him up. He was won a championship with the Rockets in '94. We took a little bit of a trip this weekend to Michigan. I know, disgusting. Oh, we were in Grand Rapids though, so it was an okay part. They're mostly East Lansing fans over there in Grand Rapids.
Yeah, correct.
But anyway, so we were there. I'm an audiobook guy, and I count audiobooks as me reading a book. I like to read books, don't get me wrong. I like to physically read books, okay? I read books, guys, okay? This book was open on my desk because I was reading it, okay? But I also, when I'm driving, don't mind an audiobook. Finally, one that's been on my wish list for a good amount of time was 11 Rings by Phil Jackson. Real awesome, real good, just his life and his upbringing in basketball, and he almost didn't go the coaching route. Like, that was something he contemplated with for so long. And obviously spent a lot of time in Puerto Rican leagues and everything before being assistant on the Bulls and getting the opportunity. And just some of the behind-the-scenes stuff that he talked about with, like, Michael Jordan and Scottie and everything. That was it was highlighted in The Last Dance, but to hear Phil Jackson's perspective and then the Kobe and Shaq stuff. And then it's so interesting for him. Like, your second year with the Bulls, you win championship. And then you win 3 in a row. And then you don't win for 2 years, and you win 3 in a row, and then you're done. And you take some time off, and you go to the Lakers, and you win it back to back with the Lakers in 3 years. And then you don't make it for a year, and then you go back and you lose, and then you're done. So 5 years of coaching the Lakers, you make it 4 times and you win 3, and then you take a year off and then they call you back and you take over this team. And he really talked about like when he took over the Bulls, it was like, hey, here's a loaded team, it's your team, win championship. Here's the Lakers, they're loaded, win a championship. The second time with the Lakers after the year off, it was like, hey, here's a pile of crap and Kobe Bryant, win a championship. And he really talked about like that was the first time in his life that he really got to like coach, like had to like really and just the mind stuff that he did. They called him the Zen Master. Some people might not love Phil Jackson, but I thought it was a cool book to listen to and perspective from Phil Jackson. And he's obviously big on leadership stuff. So
correct. I've always been a Phil Jackson fan. He, you know, of course, you know, you get Red Auerbach and stuff like that, but you know, NBA level coaches, how do you not have Phil Jackson on number 1 or number 2 on the Mount Rushmore? Easily. I mean, it's not even a discussion.
I know he got to coach 2 of the 3 greatest people, 2 of the 3, 2, 4, 5 greatest players of all time, but he won 11 championships. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot, and
with
he did
different
it over
teams.
Yeah. Yep.
And it wasn't all like he took years off and then came back. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. And like, you know, people are like, well, Steve Kerr. Yeah, Steve Kerr had freaking all-star team, and like, you know, no, Greg Popovich. I could have a conversation about Craig Pop being on the Mount Rushmore. I could have a conversation about that.
He's 3 for me.
I could live with that. Yep. But yeah, I mean, you're talking about coaches. It's got to be Auerbach, Jackson. Pop,
Larry Brown, maybe
potentially, yeah.
Just the success at both levels. If we're talking college coaches, obviously, and additionally, it's Coach K. But
sure, yeah. But I'm just talking NBA. I'm just talking NBA.
But I'm saying Larry Brown because of his ability to do both at a high level.
Sure, yeah. So and he coached the dream team. And if we're talking about the Zen Master of Jackson, I mean, Larry Brown had to put crap together, and he had to, you know, he had to coach some Olympic teams there's a lot of egos involved, you know? Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
All right. Well, it is your favorite time of the evening, before hopping off, of course.
Okay. Now, this is just classic systems, okay? I'm not talking about new things, but what's the best and the worst video game system pre-2000?
Pre-2000?
Or listen, maybe even pre-2005.
Okay.
Because you've had experience playing stuff.
So the worst is like the you know, don't get me wrong, the Sega Genesis is cool. And speaking of Sega Genesis, I tell the story about me whooping all the coaches or all the other teachers at Harding at whooping their butt at football at Tecmo Bowl. Okay, like you'll mess with me when it comes to football games, but it's just not advanced enough. Like especially like the way early on, it's like it's just not advanced enough to mean anything. The best, without being like the PlayStation 5 and the new things where everything just is so real, is a PlayStation 2, because I was a little kid. My dad comes home and said, we got a PlayStation 2, and the PlayStation 2 had every single game. You could play Madden. You could play. There was a Cat in the Hat video game that we had. If it was your favorite movie, there was a video game. It was a sport. They had a video game. They had the NFL head coach game where like the only thing you did was call plays, which you could do in Madden and just watch it play in a way, but they made a video game about it. Your favorite book, your favorite movie, they had Guitar Hero, all those things. I mean, that was just the PlayStation 2 is
PlayStation 2. I agree.
I was a kid, so I had all the time in the world to play PlayStation 2.
You know,
Nintendo 64 is number 2.
64 is a good system. I did not like the Sega Genesis either. I just never... I didn't play it very much, or I just never liked it. I love the Dreamcast. I do. I love the Dreamcast a lot, and I love the Super Nintendo. The Super Nintendo was a game changer because all of a sudden it's like, oh no, you've got 4 push buttons now, and not just 2. And you know what I mean? And that was a game changer, man. I mean, that because it's like, oh, now it's a lot more complicated, and it actually took some skill to do games. And So yeah, I'm gonna go with it's a tie.
Yeah, I got one more for you. It's 2001, so that fits that same kind of time frame. Was the GameCube? That was like my first like. I remember my dad having 64, and I played like Super Mario 64 and Mario
Those
Kart.
little discs, right? Were those the little discs?
No, that's the Switch. It has a real one, or they're little CDs. Like they were like this big. Yeah.
They're like the size of a cup. Yeah.
Yeah, but I had a Sonic game on there that was fun. I had The Sims. This is a hot take. This is a hot take for you, okay? And I guarantee kids that listen to this, they've never even played hardly any version of this. But the best Zelda game was on GameCube.
Oh yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that.
Wind Waker,
yeah,
best Zelda game, and that was GameCube. So
when I was at Family Video, that was frequently rented. Yeah, that and Sims. Sims was often out. So yeah, I agree. Well, okay, hey. So if you're watching this far, go ahead and comment which system you like or don't like. And it can't be like, well, I am a PCer now and I play my video games 13 hours a day. Yeah. No. I'm talking old school.
I'm gonna go immerse myself in virtual reality where the real video games are played. Sorry, guys.
Why does everyone hate me? I don't know.
Hey, kids, get off the video games and go to bed. That way you can wake up tomorrow at a decent time and go for a walk. Okay.
That's right. Go outside. Outside. I'll get ticks. Now you already got ticks, kid. Yeah.
Best baseball movie of all time. Benchwarmers.
Ooh, Field of Dreams. That's a heart tugger, man. Listen. Listen. I love Field of Dreams. And I'm not gonna lie, man. Every time, like, when they're all gone and it's just him and his dad playing catch at the end, like I almost start crying every single time. And it's one of those things where one of my best memories I have of my grandpa was I was playing Babe Ruth, so I was probably like 14 or 15 years old, and we had to eat. We had a game at 6, and my grandma and my grandpa came over to eat dinner with us. And, you have to be at the game like a half hour before, like 5:30 to warm up and all that stuff. It was like 5:20. And I was like, Dad, we've got to go. I've got to get warmed up and all that stuff. And my grandpa, who is, 80 at the time, he goes, I'll go play catch with you. And I was like, okay. And I sat in my driveway and I played catch with my grandpa. And I'll never do that. It was just one of those very surreal moments. And it's just a great memory. And so, yeah, man, Field of Dreams gets you hard every single time. It's a great movie. It's the romanticism of baseball as a kid. And that's why. Now, Benchwarmers plays on that and makes it funny. But if you're serious about it,
I just said Benchwarmers because how he is.
I know. But if you're serious about, if you take a serious perspective on it, like Field of Dreams, man, it's not even close. Like there's Field of Dreams and So, and we're all pink inside. Like what?
I've never watched Field of Dreams, honestly. So
no. You've just seen Benchwarmers. Isn't that Benchwarmers?
Oh yeah.
We're all pink inside.
Yeah, something like that. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's been a fun one. I'll see you next Wednesday, my dude.
I think so.
All right. Jamal, take us out.
Because if you go piss like a puppy, stay on the porch and let the big dogs eat.